guys, it's BiggestAGFanEVer here, back again, and welcome back to Dollidays Day 6. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how my dad and I built my dollhouse. We started building this back in August, and we finished in early September. I'm sure you guys have seen it in a couple of my videos by now, such as my Trip Through Time series, but I have never really shown you guys my entire dollhouse or the whole process of it yet. I'm still working on decorating it, and I'm going to be posting videos as I decorate each room. But before I post those videos, I have to show you guys how I made it. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start off, here is the layout of my dollhouse. It is 125 inches long and 96 inches tall, and there are 16 rooms. One thing that we had to consider right off the bat is that the room that my dollhouse is in has cathedral ceilings, so the top floor of my dollhouse has ceilings that gradually get taller. So not all the rooms in my dollhouse are the same size, and I will show you which rooms are what sizes later, but the average size of the rooms in my dollhouse are 31 1/4 inches wide, 22 1/4 inches tall, and 23 1/2 inches deep. And those dimensions are for all the rooms here in yellow. However, the rooms here in red are a little bit smaller, and the dimensions of the rooms in red are 23 3/4 inches wide, 22 1/4 inches tall, and 23 1/2 inches deep. And then the rooms on the top floor have the same width and depth as the rooms in the corresponding floors below. However, like I said, the height does gradually get taller on the ceiling. So for the walls and the floors, we bought 7 23 1/2 by 96 inch pieces of white wood from Menards. I know the screen says 6, but we bought 7. And then we bought 10 1/2 inch by 96 inch pieces of wood, and these were used as the supports. By the way, the big pieces of wood were 3/4 inches thick, and the small pieces of wood were a 1/2 inch thick. These supports are nailed into the walls of the dollhouse as well as the walls of the room that the dollhouse is in, and they are used to help support the floors of the dollhouse. And don't worry if you're confused at all right now, it'll all make sense later. Then my dad cut these support pieces of wood into 24 23 inch long sections, and these pieces will be used for the side walls of the dollhouse, and then he cut 3 28 inch long sections to be used for the back walls of the dollhouse in the odd rooms. He also left 3 of the pieces of wood alone because those will go along the back wall later, which I'll show you. For the wall boards, he trimmed them down from 96 inches to 68 inches. And then for the floorboards of the normal size rooms, he cut the 96 inch by 23 1/2 inch boards down to 6 23 1/2 inch by 31 1/4 inch boards. And then for the odd sized rooms, he made 3 23 1/2 inch by 28 3/4 inch boards. Although he made sure to keep one 96 inch by 23 1/2 inch board uncut because that will be used for the top floor of the dollhouse. After we had all these support boards cut, I had to paint them all white so that way they would match the walls and floors. Then this part is totally optional, but I wanted LED light strips inside of the dollhouse, so my dad cut 1/2 inch wide notches in the support boards so that way we could feed the light strips through them when they are attached to the wall. And then this is how it looks when it was nailed into the wall. You can see that there is a hole that goes all the way through and wraps up to the top, and this will be perfect to feed the light strips through. We used this fancy laser level tool to make sure that all the boards were where they were supposed to be and that they were level. And then we used a stud finder to nail all the boards into the wall. Here you can see the long piece on the bottom is all one long strip of wood that we didn't cut. We did one of those on each level, and then in the odd rooms, like I mentioned before, those were where we put the 28 inch pieces of support wood that we cut earlier. Then my dad cut 3 notches into each of the walls. This was so that way the back of the wood would fit flush with the back of the wall of the room. And then inside the notches is where the little support pieces of wood would fit in, as you can see right here. On the bottom floor, I also wanted arched doorways, so my dad cut arches that were 19 inches tall by 17.5 inches wide, and then we rounded the corners like this. After he cut them, he also made sure to sand them down so that they were all smooth. And you've already seen these arches used in my stop motions already. They make it so much fun to film, and they add a huge layer of depth to the stop motions. And after the walls were up, we made sure to drill holes through the sections where the little support wood pieces were, so that way the lights could pass through the wall as well. And then we nailed our pre-cut floors in, so here is what a finished room looks like. After that, we just repeated those steps by putting the corresponding pre-cut floors into the correct rooms. We made sure to nail all of the floors into the support pieces of wood below, and then we also added a bunch of nails into the wall to make sure that it was all secured in as well. And this dollhouse is not going anywhere. It is really strong, so this is what it looks like. Then, like I mentioned before, my dollhouse does have LED light strips in each and every room. So the first one here is in red, and we needed 2 sets of light strips because the lights would not work in such a long strand. So the first one here works on the 1st and 2nd floors, and then the second one here in green works on the 3rd and 4th floors. But both sets of lights are hooked up to one box, so when you push the button to turn on the lights, all the lights in the dollhouse will turn on. And in order to make sure that the lights were not on the sides of the walls, my dad wired it so that way it would just be a normal wire going up the side of the walls and the lights would only be on the ceiling. So this is how it looks in the actual dollhouse. And then here is the dollhouse once again with all of the lights on. The lights do have different settings, so they can be dimmed or they can be super bright, and then they can be a cool light or they can be a warm light. So I guess that is it for this video. I want to thank my dad so much. He put a lot of hard work into this dollhouse and I absolutely love it. I think that it is such a pretty dollhouse and it really looks nice with all of my items inside, and I definitely cannot wait to decorate each room in the dollhouse. I've already started to buy stuff to decorate it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave it a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon so that you'll be notified every single time that I upload a video, which you don't want to miss since I am still doing the 12 days of Dollidays. And be sure to comment down below if you guys have a dollhouse. And finally, be sure to head on over to my Instagram. It is _BiggestAGFanEVer_, where you can see behind the scenes of my channel. The people over on Instagram have seen this dollhouse for months now already. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Bye bye!